Hey guys, my name is Victor from Trading Stoically, and this is a story of my journey. So, I started trading back in 2020, if you even want to call it trading, to be completely honest with you. It was something that was not um, very well thought out. How I started was where I was working at, I was a medical assistant, and it was during COVID, around April, May time. And one of our patients, he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, bro, like, how you been doing? How's everything going? Blah, blah, blah. Like, how are you dealing with COVID?" And I was like, "Yeah, everything's fine." Obviously, like, for me, COVID was not something where I had a break. I never had a break. A lot of people talk about lockdown, a lot of people talk about isolation. That was never a thing for me, right? Because working as a medical assistant at the time before I went to PT school, I still had to go to work every day, every Monday through Friday. I still had to go to work. I had to expose myself to people. I had COVID. I had long COVID. Um, and I was still out there every day. The roads were so free, though. That's definitely one of the things that I really enjoyed about COVID was that there's just no one on the road, so there's no more traffic. What used to be a 45-minute drive to work was now like a 20-minute ride or a 15-minute ride. Um, When he comes up to me, he's like, "Yeah, man, like I've been doing stocks." I'm like, "Stocks? What stocks?" He's like, "Yeah, look, I bought Carnival when they dropped a lot during COVID, and then after that, it's up. I made like I forgot how much he made at the time, but he made some good money." And I was like, "Wow." He's like, "Yeah, you should get on it. It's called Robinhood." So I was like, "Cool, let me see if I can get on this." And that's how it all started. Started going down the rabbit hole of trading, right? Not even trading that well, just trading like I don't even know what I'm doing, right? At first, it was just buying stocks. I was buying stocks, but then I was like, this is too slow for me. I can't wait 5 years. 5 years later, here I am. Um, so I was like, I need something more than this. And that's kind of where I started getting into the degenerate gambling. And this started off with penny stocks. Penny stocks was one of those things where I didn't know what the heck I was doing. There's this guy named Buy Sell Short, and I went in his Discord and I followed his signals. And at first, I was making so much money. Like, I couldn't believe how much money I was making. I'm like, wow, like, this is crazy. I'm telling all my friends. The next time I saw that patient, like the next month, I was like, man, like, you created a monster because I'm over here making so much money now, you know? But there came a point in time where that just didn't work for me. I ended up losing money. This is down the road. I ended up losing money though with his signals. I tried to look for other people too. There's no one who was the same. And then I discovered the world of options. Options was a gift and a curse, right? Because it trained me in terms of like what to look for, right? When trading, what candlesticks are, even what volume is, what breakouts are, what patterns are, all of those things. Options allowed me to further my trading journey by learning about those things and educating myself in terms of what I should be doing in order to help myself trade. But I never, never exactly knew what I was doing. First, I went from buying calls to put inputs, right? That's how everyone else starts. And I was doing it on penny stocks, and then I started doing it on regular stocks, and I'm like, I don't have enough capital for that, right? So I went back to penny stocks. Then I started following these guys. They're very infamous in the trading world. Atlas Trading. This is back in 2021, and I'll never forget. I mean, there's a guy named Zach Morris, yes, from the TV show, but he just calls himself that. Um, and he fooled everyone. He fooled everyone. We all thought that he was the guy, that he knew what he was talking about. He said, I don't even remember what the stock name was, but he was like, buy this stock, buy this stock. It's gonna go up. I swear it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. And then it just dumped on everyone. And I lost so much money from that. I also lost so much money from selling um selling options, right? So I was doing a lot of credit spreads, which are very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, I made so much money off of it at first, and I was like, oh, if I can just keep doing this, I'm just going to make so much money. The market started to turn in 2021, started to drop, and I lost so much money, and it was all my fault. And I remember that day that Atlas dumped on every other trader who believed in them. I said, I will never allow myself to let this happen to me again whatsoever. It will never happen. I'll never be that guy that I'm going to follow someone else for signals, for entries, for whatever, and not rely on myself to make money anymore. There's no way. I will never do it again. After that, I took a break from trading. It wasn't until 2023. I was still dabbling a little bit in 2022, but I was so focused on school. At this time, I'm in grad school. I started grad school in fall 2020. So it's 2022 now. I'm still in clinicals. At this time, I'm in Rhode Island. Um, if you're not from the US, it's up north. So Rhode Island's up north. And I went to school in Maine, which is further up north and much colder than where I'm at now, which is Florida. Um, and it was one of those things where I was like, I guess I could kind of practice here and there, but I never really had the time. I never really had the time to practice trading. I was never fully committed at all. Then came 2023, I graduate from school. Trading's not even on my mind at this point, you know? But there was one subreddit that I did dabble into after that whole Atlas debacle, and that was real day trading. So on Reddit, there's many different subreddits you can go on. Day trading is one of them, but there's another place called Real Day Trading, and there they teach basically what your edge is. And your edge is SPY or the market, right? And relative strength and relative weakness. Where if SPY is strong and it's heading higher, it's trending higher, and you have a stock that's stronger than SPY and it's correlating with the market, that should also move higher too if the market is going higher. So this is my first introduction to volume price analysis, where I'm learning about the stock market, how it affects other stocks, and how other stocks can travel with it, right? So the goal is to find stocks that are very strong, and if the market turns strong, these stocks should be even stronger, allowing you to profit. I did a lot of practice with this. This is where I started learning a little bit more about like how to um, pick direction, how to pick stocks, right? I used to use Thinkorswim all the time for indicators, right? So there was a custom made relative strength indicator in there. Used EMAs, used VWAP as well. That's kind of where I learned how to use VWAP as well. So all of these things, I tried my best to learn, but in 2023, I just kind of backed off trading. I was like, I need to focus on my board exam. Up until I started trading in 2024, started trading futures in 2024, my board exam was the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my life. I studied so hard for that thing. I was so anxious for it that when I was taking practice tests earlier that year, I wasn't doing so well. But I grinded so hard and so hard and so hard for me to be a physical therapist that when the board exam came, I had no idea how I did, but I was like, bro, I did my best. And the results come out a week later, which they did, and I passed. I passed by 4 questions, but I passed. And I was a physical therapist, you know? So from there, I get my job. Me and my girlfriend start saving money. Um, and we want to move in together. So we end up getting an apartment. At this time, I'm still kind of going on Webull here and there, still kind of trading a little bit too, right? Like demo trading, looking at stocks every night, trying to figure out what to do. But like at that point, I wasn't serious. I wasn't serious at all, right? And I was like, well, I'm making good enough money. My girlfriend has a job too. We're making some good money. Like we're fine. We don't need to make any extra income at this time, right? It's not until later on when we're trying to save for a house we're trying to build a little bit more, that's when we can start saving for a little bit more. But fall 2024, me and my girlfriend, we moved in together that summer, or that spring actually, in March. And after that, hurricane season came in August and September, and it completely destroyed our area. It was unbelievable. So many people lost their cars just due to so much flooding. Thankfully, me and my girlfriend had the foresight to park in the airport parking garage by us to save our cars before all the flooding happened. So many people lost their houses. So many people had so much damage to their homes. I mean, we live in an apartment, so thankfully we didn't have to actually go and cover that ourselves, but our roof was like torn off. Like we thought we lost everything inside of our apartment. Thankfully, the roof, like it was like this outer layer part of it that was ripped off from the outside. It looked so bad, so terrible. But everything was intact inside. There was some water, right? But like we didn't lose anything at all. We were able to move back in relatively quickly. We were so lucky. But at this time, I don't know who's going to be watching this by the way. I don't know if my parents will watch this or my brother will watch this or my friends will watch this. I have no idea. Like some of them know that I trade, but I have not told anyone the full story at all. Um, and that's a topic for another day. I would say that's a shortcoming of mine, but my girlfriend didn't have a job at this time, and it was tough on us. It was so tough on us that I was supporting us for a long time, right? And at this time during hurricane season, we had enough money to sustain ourselves. But I was like, man, like if this happens again next year, I don't know what we're gonna do. We need to be able to have some extra income, some extra money. So I remember coming back and laying in bed with her and like just trying to like decompress from everything, from having to evacuate, from traveling hours with our rabbit who was very stressed out, um, away from family, to protect ourselves from the hurricane. And then coming back and thinking that we lost everything, right? I remember thinking about that. I'm like, I never want this to happen to us again. I never want this to be an issue where we don't have enough money to evacuate down south, where we don't have enough money to be able to replace our goods, right? And that's where we were at, right? My girlfriend, she didn't have a job. I was working my butt off at work at the time. Like I was in like it's called PRN, but as needed position as well. So you make extra money, but there's no guarantee that you get a shift. Thankfully, where I worked, they covered me, so I had shifts every single week. But I was like, I never want this to be an issue again. So November 2024 came, and that's when I started trading futures. Seriously, for the first time ever, this is the first time I ever took trading so seriously. I worked, right? Now, I jumped in pretty quickly, right? Because I was like thinking, well, what can I trade? I can't trade stocks and I can't trade options because with my job and how I work all day. I don't have time to look at the chart. There's some days where I'm at work I don't even look at my phone at all until it's like even lunchtime. Like I'm working through lunch. It's not until like it's pretty much the end of the day or I have some time to do my notes that I can just like quickly glance at my phone and that's all I have. So that's something where I was like, I can't do stocks, I can't do options. What can I do? And I remember in the real day trading subreddit, one of their posts was if you can trade futures, you can trade options and stocks because you can read the market. But then I was like, why don't I just trade futures and that's it? Why don't I just learn how to read the market and profit off of that? So then I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that because futures, I can trade at pretty much any time. Futures are 23, what are they, 23.5, right? Every Sunday through Friday, you can trade futures. Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern to Friday, 5 p.m. you can trade, right? With only that 1 hour gap. So I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna learn it, and I'm gonna try to get better at it. And it was pretty bad. I usually don't curse on this channel. I'm not going to, but it was a S show. That's how bad it was. Um, I was practicing for a week, that first week in November. I was like, bro, I could do this. I learned about prop firms. I'm like, I can pass a prop firm challenge. I can do it. I didn't pass the prop firm challenge quickly. I lost um a lot. I think I blew. I want to say that I blew like up until I actually got my first funded account from November 2024 till February 2025. I think I blew 5 combines, and it's because I didn't know what I was doing. Was it 5? No, no, it was less than that. I think it was 4. I think I blew 4 combines. No, it was probably 5. But anyway, it doesn't matter the number. I just didn't know what I was doing. And I thought, oh, if I just apply volume here, every time the volume goes higher in that certain direction, I'm just going to buy or I'm just going to sell. It didn't work like that. um, it was terrible, actually. It was terrible. But my trading journey continued. My goal coming into 2025 was to have $25,000 in payouts. And I am not there. We'll talk about that towards the end. But I made that my goal because I knew it was a lofty goal. In reality, when I set that goal, I knew just even getting a funded account in 1 year of trading, like 1 year of seriously trading, just to pass a combine is such a huge accomplishment. Just to do that one time, to get that certificate that I've been so desperately coveting, just to do that, that was it for me, you know? And so even though I had that goal of getting $25,000 in payouts, in reality, I just wanted to pass. And I knew it was going to be a long process in order for me to do that. I even took someone's fake top fake top step combine certificate of when they passed, and I scratched their name off and I put my name on it and I put it as my screensaver on my phone. And I was like, I looked at it every single day and I was like, this will be me, this will be me, this will be me. I swear to you, I am going to do this. I swear to you, I'm going to be a funded trader. That's all I wanted, to be a funded trader. So when that opportunity finally came in February, I passed that night. I remember. I was like, babe, I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, babe, I passed, I passed, I passed. I gave her the biggest hug. I was like, this is it, finally. It was February 2025. February 2025. I passed my first ever combine to get that certificate, to get that funded account. It was such a great feeling, honestly. Like, wow, finally, I'm a funded trader. I can put down all my bios and whatever, whatever. I never did, but just to say that is so cool, you know? And I was like, wow, I can finally start earning some money. Like, let's go. And you think that it gets easier from there. It doesn't get easier. It gets so much harder. Because now that you've passed one, you got to start making, correct decisions with your mental in order to keep these accounts. You got to start making correct decisions in order for yourself to be profitable. And at that time, I was just not there, right? I brought the account up to about a $1,500 balance. I was like, I'm going to build this up to like $4,000 and I'm going to be fine and blah, blah, blah. I had 4 winning days. I just needed one more for a payout. And that last day never came. I just blew up. I blew up. I blew up. I blew up. And I kept on losing. I kept on losing. That I just full ported my account. I remember full porting my account that night and just being like, oh, I'm just going to close my computer and whatever happens, happens in the morning. Wake up Monday morning because I'm off on Mondays and I look and I see and most of my account is gone. I was so upset. I didn't know how to manage risk. I just full ported, but I was like, I'm just going to do what I can to get it back. I worked so hard. I scalped all New York session. Not all New York session, but the morning. I scalped, 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 scalped. I finally was able to salvage half of my account, or pretty close to 75% of my account. And I was like, babe, okay, I did it. All right, we're back. I think I'm okay. And then I ended up blowing it like an hour later. It was absolutely horrible. And my emotions were all over the place. I couldn't believe that I blew that account after just getting it mostly back. I didn't know what I was doing. And that was it. And I knew that this was going to be a tough journey. I felt like passing a combine, getting that certificate was like insurmountable up until I did it. So the fact that I have to do it again, I was like, oh my gosh, bro, like this is not, I don't want to do this again. I worked so hard to be a funded trader. I was one day away from a payout. And you're telling me that I've blown my account? I got to do this again? I got to pass again? So at that point, I knew that I needed to take a break. All of March, I did not, well, I bought my combine reset, or I got another combine, right? So all of March, I did not trade that combine. I was only trading on the practice account. That's it. That's all I was doing. Well, except for one time where I was on my I thought I was on my practice account. I jumped in like 5 minis for whatever reason. It didn't matter to me, but I jumped in 5 minis and like the position was losing. I step away from my computer. I come back and it says that I blew my account. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, this is a practice account, right? And I look, it's the combine. I'm like, oh my god, I just blew the combine by accident. Um, But it was fine. Like I waited up until the end of March to reset that account. And I said, all right, we've learned everything we needed to know. We back tested. We figured out what we needed to do. We're gonna do this, right? So at that point, that's when I started my journey back on Top Step for about um, a week or so before I started again on or before I started my YouTube channel. So that was pretty crazy to me, right? To start a YouTube channel. I'm coming back on here so you guys can see um my YouTube channel. So let's come back here real quick. Hopefully I'm not on my other account. I am. Alright, hold on. Give me one sec. Let me do this real quick. Capture. Such account. Sorry, if I could edit, I would edit this so that way you guys could see. Um, all right, come back. There you go. So now I'm on my Trading Stoically account here. Um, and you guys will see my channel, right? I started this channel back in April, April 2025, and this is officially my 100th video, and you'll see how my channel has started. Plus $400 profit. That's literally my first video. My first video on YouTube. I titled it Plus $400 Profit First YouTube Video. And you'll see I trade so differently compared to how I trade now. And this was just 4 months ago. This was literally 4 months ago. I think April 8th was my first YouTube video. I recorded it April 7th. And then the next video right after blew my top step combine. What's next? It is honestly so funny. Um, and I started this channel so I could document my journey. Honestly, I obviously there's always a potential that you can get views and get subscribers and stuff, and if you keep at it long enough, maybe people will like your stuff and you can hit 1,000 subscribers and get monetized and all that stuff. I was aware of that, but I was not thinking that that I would get over 100 subscribers at all. I just knew it was a possibility, right? I was so happy when one of my videos had like 5 views on it. And I was like, holy crap. I told my girlfriend, I was like, wow, 5 views, holy crap, like that's the most views I've ever gotten. I'm like, did you watch it? She's like, yeah, I watched it. I was like, cool, 4 views, that's fine. And I realized that I actually watched that video too. It was really 3 views. Um, but that's what happened. And it was so cool to see. So since then, it's been a huge progression, right? The fact that we're over 100 subscribers now, over 150 subscribers now, that's just insane. And you'll see the journey, you'll see all of it. All of my videos show what it's been like, you know, up until my first ever prop firm payout, my first ever prop firm payout, right here, right where I got that. And my whole journey, the 30 good trades in a row series, just everything. Even when Spurs won the Europa League here, it was there. It was there, right? So up until this point, it's been so amazing. Getting that first payout though is insane. It was insane to me. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, I finally got my first payout, $692.50. I always remember the number. And man, it was just such a journey, like to finally get to that point and get that first payout, which happened in June. Again, that's something I was coming into the year thinking that this wouldn't happen, but it did. Not only did I become a funded trader, I became a funded trader again. And then after that too, I got a payout. It's just incredible. It's just incredible, right? So got the payout, continued to trade. And then here at this point, I said one trading day this week. Should I change my approach? And I don't remember who was in the comment section. This is months ago now. But they were saying that, oh, you should trade gold, or you should trade this, or you should do that, right? And I was like, nah, maybe. I'll think about it. But then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I have to change my approach. So since then, I've been using volume profile. I've always been using volume profile, but I learned how to use it a different way, right? Ended up blowing my account here as well. You'll see a lot of times I've blown my account, right? And I'm never gonna hide that from you guys. I'm always gonna show you guys each time that I blow my account. Each time I do that, it's gonna be on this channel. Everything that I do is gonna be on this channel, right? And I blew my account, but we got four more funded accounts. We continue to trade, right? And then now, obviously, there's a lot of things that have happened on this channel. I won a giveaway, right? From Diary of a Novice Trader, which was amazing. I did my own giveaway. And now we're here, right? Got our second payout a couple weeks ago, just blew an account, but we're back, right? So I truly am grateful for video 100 here. Um, I never thought that I'd be this consistent. For myself, this will probably be the end of the video coming up. But for myself, I have a personal journal that I write every single day. Every single day, I have a journal that I've been doing since my ex broke up with me 6 years ago now. Insane. And I did that at the time, 6 years ago, to help myself get through that breakup where at the end of each and every day, I go on my phone into my notes section and I write about my day, right? And for 6 years now, I've written about every single day in my life. I've missed a couple days by accident without realizing, but like almost however 365 times 6, whatever that is, I'm like 99% there. Every single day I've written. And it's helped me so much. So I was like, why not do the same with my YouTube channel? Why not document my journey for people who want to see? Like I say here, my name is Victor, and I document what it's like being a day trader and my journey to profitability. At this point in time, video 100, I am not profitable. I've Gotten a couple payouts totaling about 13 or 14, almost $1,400, about $1,400, right? I'm still a long way away from 25K, but I am working towards that. And once I hit that point, once I become profitable, which I feel like I am so close to that, people can look back on my journey, right? If I ever hit 25, not if I ever, when I hit $25,000 in payouts, when I hit $100,000 in payouts, when I hit those astronomical numbers that like I would never have even thought about last year, when I hit those numbers, people can come back to my channel and they can look at every single step of the way that I took to be able to get to that point. It becomes a whole blueprint for myself, yes, but someone can use this and apply it to their own lives, to their own journey, and say, okay, this is what Victor did. This is what I can do too, right? Because I kid you not, I swear down, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I promise you that. I promise you that, right? And that's why I want to be that testimony to show that if I can do it, if Victor can do it, you can do it too, right? So I call this channel Trading Stoically. And trading stoically, what that means to me is being in a mindset, in a mental state of mind that no matter what happens in the market, you're accepting of it, right? This isn't going to be me being perfect. I mean, I just blew my account yesterday, right? I literally took a brand new funded account that had 2 winning days on. I was up $1,000 on it, and I completely blew the whole thing. So trading stoically is not something that it's always going to be trading stoically. In Stoicism, we always talk about practicing Stoics. A perfect Stoic is a sage. And as a sage, I mean, that's the thing. As a sage, you're not going to be a sage. There is no such thing as a sage unless like you've hit that ultimate goal of enlightenment, which does not happen in our lifetime, right? So I will always and forever be a practicing Stoic. Same thing with trading stoically as a channel. I even if I hit profitability and I start getting all these payouts and stuff, I will always be practicing. I will always be in that mind state of practicing because I don't know it all. And I'll never know it all. I'll never be at the point where I'm perfect. I'll never be at that point where I just make the correct decision every single time. I'll never be at that point where my emotions don't play a role in what I'm doing or don't take over from time to time, right? But my goal is to basically lengthen the time period between one blowout and another blowout, right? Since I blew up yesterday, at the time I'm recording this, it's August 25th, 2025. I blew my account yesterday on Kobe Day. And since that point, I hope that it's not another 2 to 3 months that I blow up another funded account like that. I hope it doesn't happen again. But most likely it will happen again, and that's okay because we're human, right? You can't be so hard on yourself for whenever you fail in that manner. You just have to learn from it and accept it. So that's what this channel is about. It's documenting the full journey, being able to document what it's like from going from an unprofitable trader to getting their first funded account, which I didn't show on here, right? But getting another funded account, which I did show on here, and getting that first payout, which I did show on here, and then hopefully becoming profitable, which I hope to show on here. All trying to do it in a stoic manner, not a broicism type thing, but in a way that we're implementing and using these principles in order for ourselves to progress as people and traders, right? So that is my story as trading stoically and how I got to this point. I hope to be able to um, do another one of these videos, maybe at video 200. It's come so fast, right? I don't think I'll do it at video 200. I think it might be a maybe a milestone or something. I don't know, maybe a 1 year type thing, right? So probably another video like this will come out in November, like okay, I've been trading futures for 1 year. How's it been going, or something like that, And then maybe every other year I'll do like a maybe a 6 month thing and a 1 year thing, or maybe just a 1 year thing, an anniversary type thing. I don't know, but yeah, this is the story of trading stoically, and I again, I'm pretty sure no one's watching at this point. This is really for myself, but I really do appreciate you guys watching, whoever's watching, including myself. I appreciate myself going back and listening to this, and I'm probably listening to this in the car in the future because I have YouTube Premium on my other account. So I just lock my phone and I drive. So if I'm on a long drive, maybe like a year from now, I probably want to come back to this video and listen to this. Um, but I appreciate whoever's watching this, whoever's listening to this, whatever. I have a lot of big things in store. I want to start doing this is a Easter egg, so I'll probably do like an Easter egg event next year. But this is an Easter egg. I want to start doing interviews, right? Like a podcast style, but not like those gurus or gurus, right? But like with the everyday trader, people who aren't profitable, people who are just finding their feet in trading, people who are new, people who have been doing this in their experience but aren't showing that lifestyle and that flashiness. I want to start doing that. Um, there are some other things I want to start doing too for this channel as well, but yeah, that'll probably come at a later date, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. And to be honest, probably gonna forget that I even said any of this, because I'm so tired. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys so much. If any of my family members are watching this, I'm so sorry that I didn't tell you guys that um, Steph lost her job. Not well, anyway, and that she hasn't been working for a while. Um, and yeah, this is my journey. So hoping to become profitable at some point soon. I know we're gonna get there. We're gonna keep working hard. We're gonna keep doing the best that we can. Um, and yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this story time, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Keep trading stoically.